Thank you very much. And I especially want to thank my good friend Colin Hanna for being so supportive of many of the things that I have been involved in, and also for being here last year and pinch hitting along with Mark Block, my chief of staff at the time, because we had some logistics problems, and we were able to work them out such that I gave an ultimatum to my staff. There will be no logistics problems this year as far as me getting here, or somebody won't be around next year. You understand? So I'm thrilled to be with you today. But I'm even more thrilled that you are here, because that means that you understand the challenges we face. That means that you understand that we have become a nation of crises and that we've got to do something about it, and the only way we're going to do something about this nation of crises and fix stuff is from the bottoms up, with the grassroots, with the solutions coming from the people, not from the politicians that are already in Washington, D.C. We have an economic crisis. While this president and administration continues to try to tell the American people that we are in a recovery. We have an energy crisis. While this president tries to tell the American people that he's doing all he can do, I don't think so. Why didn't he do what he should have been doing 3 years ago, allowing drilling in Anwar, drilling on the outer continental shelf, shale oil in the Midwest? Why didn't he do the things he could have been doing 3 years ago? And the frustrating thing about having an energy crisis is we don't have to have an energy crisis. We've got enough resources. We are the Saudi Arabia of coal. We've found more oil in shale deposits than we knew we had. But yet we have an administration and a president that constantly creates barriers to exploration rather than removing those barriers. I don't like the idea, neither do you, that we are so dependent upon sheiks, sheiks, and potentates for our energy. Don't like that idea at all, because that turns it not only into an energy crisis, but a national security crisis on top of it. They could wake up one day and decide we're not going to sell any more oil to the United States. Then what are we going to do? And I remember when the price of gasoline started to go up, I think it was Senator Chuck Schumer said we ought to go to Saudi Arabia and ask them to increase production. America is not a begging nation. We're not going to beg anybody for anything. We've got resources right here. Beg the Saudis to increase production. We've got an illegal immigration crisis also. A lot of talk, no action. A lot of talk, no action about securing the border. A lot of rhetoric out there about how safe it already is. Well, let me ask you a hypothetical question. When was the last time you saw or heard about somebody sneaking out of America? They're sneaking in because we won't secure the border the right way. We've got a national security crisis too. Our military is still the greatest in the world, but it is now weaker because of this administration, which creates a national security crisis. We've got a spending crisis. My fourth grandchild was born on January 1st of this year. New Year's Day. My wife and I spent the day at the hospital with my son and his wife while she was delivering. And before this little baby boy cried his first cry after being spanked on the bottom by the doctor, he already owed $50,000 in national debt based upon a $15 trillion national debt. That's not the nation we want to lead to our children and our grandchildren. It is totally out of control, and it is insane at this point. My wife tells me sometimes when I'm speaking that I sound like I'm mad at folk. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm just passionate, okay? I'm just passionate. I have to tone it down, Colin. And we have a moral crisis. We are not going to take God out of our culture. It says, in God we trust. I have a breaking news announcement for the administration. We are a Christian, Judeo, God-believing nation, and we are going to keep it that way on our watch. I'm going to cling to my Bible and my guns. Then the biggest crisis we have is a severe deficiency of leadership, which is why nothing gets done. That's why we need to elect new people to Congress. And I'm glad to be supporting Sam Rohr. Where's Sam? Stand up, Sam. We need people that are not afraid. We need people that are not afraid to challenge the establishment. That's why Sam and I connect. When I got to know a little bit about Sam's background, I said, that's why we connect. You my kind of guy. The establishment doesn't like you. You're not afraid to rock the boat. Love that kind of leadership. And so Sam and I share a lot, and we also believe that in order to get this economy going, you start at the right place. And that is throw out the current tax code and put in a new structure, and I have an idea for one. 999. And I have another friend here today that I support. Ted Wagger, who's running for the United States Congress, because he also did not want to sit on the sidelines and watch this state and this nation go down. That's what this fight is all about, folks. That's what this fight is all about. But we can do something about it. Here's what I challenge you to do. 3 things. First, stay informed. That's one of the reasons you're here today. Not only to be inspired, but to be informed. Because stupid people are ruining America. They are. One of the questions that I often get, I've been getting for the past couple of weeks, can we win? Can we defeat Barack Obama? And I emphatically say, yes, we can defeat Barack Obama. Emphatically, yes. Because the liberals and the mainstream media, they want you to believe that we cannot defeat Barack Obama. But we can defeat Barack Obama. Now, we are up against some formidable odds. We're not only up against what I call the 50% clueless, who have absolutely no idea. How can 50% of the people continue to say he's doing a good job? So we're up against the people who don't have a clue as to what his policies are doing to this nation. We're also up against a mainstream, lamestream, lapdog media that's trying to protect him. They're not challenging some of the decisions that he's making. So we are up against that. But here's the good news. There are more informed, intelligent voters out there than there are the clueless and the stupid, which is why we have to work a little harder and work a little smarter. Here's how we defeat Barack Obama in November. 5 groups that we have to make sure that they don't stay home. We got to make sure that the base, conservatives and Republicans, when this primary process is over, we've got to put aside hard feelings and differences, because if we do not, Obama wins. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That is the mission. It's to defeat Barack Obama. So we got to come together. I know that's not going to be easy. Nothing is easy if it's worth doing. And nothing is more important than us taking back our nation and taking back the White House. The second group, independence. The thing that appeals to independence, solutions, not rhetoric. Solutions, not rhetoric. This is one reason 999 has been so popular, because people intuitively get it. It's simple and it's easy to understand. For those of you who may not be familiar with it, if you go to my website, hermancain.com, HermanCain.com, Cain like in the Bible, but I didn't kill anybody. We have 999, the movie. It's only 5 minutes long. You watch that little animated movie and you know everything you need to know about the 999 plan. And coming out in another month, I have 999, the book. Yep, it's going to be in every library and every school in America, because we need to throw out the current tax code and start over with a brand new structure. That's how we get this economy going. That's how we generate real economic growth. So we got to stay informed. Stay informed. Because all you have to do is listen to the president, listen to many of the people in the administration, listen to the Democrats, and they are not being truthful with the American people. And if you don't know the facts, you could fall victim to wrong information just like a lot of other people. And be careful where you go on the internet to get your information. Half of the stuff on the internet is garbage. You need to make sure you have reliable sources that you trust and that you believe in. So we got to stay informed. Secondly, stay involved. Stay involved. When I ended my quest for the position of president because of character assassination, I did not lose my desire for the mission that I was on, which is to help maintain control of the House of Representatives, get control of the United States Senate, and send Barack Obama back to Chicago, Illinois. I'm still on a mission, folks. And that's our mission. That is our mission. That's why I stayed involved. And that's why you're involved. Because they want you to believe that we cannot do this, that we cannot take our government back. And then thirdly, stay inspired. You got to believe that we can do this. You know, when this country was founded, do you think that the founding fathers had a unanimous majority in terms of let's start a revolution? No. There were some people who probably said, y'all got to be out of your mind. You're going to fight the British? You only need a few passionate people in order to create the right kind of revolution. And in this country, because we have become a nation of crises, we need another revolution, not bombs and bullets, but brains and ballots at the ballot box. That's the revolution that we need today. And I happen to believe that that revolution has already started. It started with the Tea Party movement, citizens movement. You got organizations like this one, citizens who are getting involved and getting active in order to take back their country. The movement has already started. There's going to be a big rally in Washington, D.C. tomorrow, sponsored by Tea Party patriots. Road to Repeal. I'm going to be at that. No, that's later today. I got my days all mixed up, Cullen. I got my days all mixed. That's why I'm going to be speaking later this afternoon. Why? Because we've got to stay inspired and believe that we can do this. And I happen to believe that we can. Or I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. You wouldn't be doing what you are doing if you didn't believe that we can do this. So stay inspired. I'm inspired by what the founders did and how they did it. They were the founding fathers and mothers. We've got to be the defending fathers and mothers. We must defend the Declaration of Independence. We must defend the Constitution of the United States of America. And in the Declaration, where it declared those ideals of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, those are the ideals that we are fighting for. Those are the ideals that we are working for. I was doing my radio show one night and had a young man call and say, "Mr. Cain, I'm frustrated." I said, "What are you frustrated about, young man?" He said, "I don't like the direction of the country, and I don't know what to do." I said, "Well, are you a registered voter?" He said, "Yes." "Do you vote in every election?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Do you have a copy of the Declaration of Independence?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Go get it." He went and got his copy of the Declaration of Independence, came back. I heard him flipping through the pages. He says, "I found it." I said, "Now go to the section that says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." He says, "I've got it." I said, "If you want to do something to change the direction of this country, when you get to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, keep reading where it says, when any form of government becomes destructive of those ideals, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. We've got some altering and abolishing to do. Keep reading. It is our right and our responsibility to alter and abolish in order to take back our government and put it on the right track. A lot of things inspire me to do this. Everybody's inspired differently. But I'm inspired by the fact that I now have 4 grandkids. And it's not about us, folks. It's about them. We're going to be fine. Colin and I could be out playing golf somewhere. Now, we wouldn't be out sailing because I don't do boats. But we could be out playing golf. But he's a patriot. You are patriots because you care about the future of this country. It's not about us. It's about those grandkids. What kind of country we're going to leave to them. I am inspired by what my parents were able to do with what they had to start with. My father walked off of a farm at the age of 18, literally with just the clothes on his back. And when I talked to my Uncle Ned, because I like to relived this story. He said he's not even sure if he had shoes on that day. He just knew he wanted to go and pursue his American dream. My mother also walked off of a farm at the age of 18. Different farm. She had the clothes on her back and a grocery bag of all of her earthly belongings. They met and married and settled in Atlanta, Georgia, raised my brother and I. And in order for Dad to pursue his American dream, there were times when he would be working 3 jobs. One to put food on the table, one to keep a roof over our head, and another one to save for his dream. He was a barber, a janitor, and a chauffeur. Dad achieved his American dream the old-fashioned way. He worked for it. He didn't camp out somewhere protesting the people who had succeeded. Worked for it. They achieved their American dreams. One of their dreams was for their sons, my brother and I, to get a little bit better start in life than they did. They wanted us to get a good education. We did. They wanted us to go to college. We were the first in our family on either side to ever go to college. And we both graduated. And my mother used to say, I want you to go to school and get a good job so you can get a good job, get a good education, get a good job. One day I said, Mom, what's a good job? She said, a good job is where you wear a shirt and tie to work every day and you work in air conditioning. That was Mom's dream, for her sons to get a good job and have a career. So I was able to achieve my American dreams and then some, folks. That's why I'm fighting so hard to make sure that our grandkids can pursue theirs. Yes, I graduated from Morehouse College, degree in mathematics and physics, and went on to be a ballistics analyst for the Department of the Navy. That was my first career. I was recounting with my assistant, Jay, just yesterday as we were flying in. I said, Jay, you know, I've had 7 careers. I was just hoping for one. I've had 7 careers in my lifetime. And when I was growing up as a young boy, I never, ever in my wildest dreams dreamed that I would run for president of the United States. That's why we are an exceptional nation. You can go from nowhere to the White House if you want to. So I have achieved my American dreams and then some. That's why I can't sit back and not do anything to try to make sure that our kids and our grandkids, that's why you're here. So my challenge to you is stay informed, stay involved, and stay inspired. Believe in this country. Believe we can make the necessary changes. But we're going to have to do it from the bottom up with this citizens movement. That's the only way we're going to get it done. And I came across some inspiring words to a song. I heard the words to this song as part of a special presentation of the 2000 Olympics. And I later learned that the words came from a song from Pokemon. I'd never seen Pokemon. My grandkids had. But when I heard the words of this song, I was so moved and challenged that I made it a part of my challenge to audiences and a challenge to myself, because this is what we are up against. And the words to the song from Pokemon says, life can be a challenge. life can seem impossible. It's never easy when there's so much on the line. We have a lot on the line, folks. But you can make a difference. There's a mission just for you. Just look inside and you will find just what you can do. Just look inside and you will find just what you can do. We can achieve our mission. We can keep the United States of America from becoming the United States of Europe, and it's not going to happen on our watch.
Will you reach some people that work the rope line today? Is that okay?